Good morning, students. Last class we have done with the J.J. Thomson's plum pudding model. Now we are doing Rutherford's model of atom. But in this model, first we will be doing the Rutherford's famous scattering experiment, on the basis of which he gave the model. And on the basis of this experiment only J.J. Thomson's model was rejected. So let us first start with Rutherford's experiment. Rutherford, along with his students Kegel and Marsden, performed the famous scattering experiment. In this experiment, he bombarded fast-moving alpha particles on a thin gold foil. This is the source of alpha particles. The alpha particles coming out are passed through a small hole in the lead plate. This is the lead plate, and there is a small hole in it to obtain a narrow beam of alpha particles. Narrow beam of alpha particles. So again I am repeating. We take a source of alpha particles, some radioactive substance which is continuously emitting alpha particles. We pass the alpha particles through a small hole in a lead plate, so that I get a narrow beam of alpha particles which are bombarded on a thin gold foil. The gold foil of a thickness of nearly 100 nanometer. This gold foil is surrounded on all the sides by a zinc sulfide screen. You know that zinc sulfide is a fluorescent or phosphorescent material. Fluorescent or phosphorescent material. We have done it earlier also. If any particle strikes it, a flash of light is produced. So zinc sulfide screen, we take a thin gold foil and it is surrounded by a thin zinc sulfide screen. You can consider a thin gold foil. I can just take an example of a thin gold foil. A thin gold foil, the alpha particles will pass through it and it is surrounded on all the sides by zinc sulfide screen. Now what did he observe? This is the experimental setup, and now we will do its observations. What he observed, that whatever alpha particles were there, he got three observations. 99% of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. 99% of the alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Right through this gold foil they passed, and he could see a flash of light at this point. This showed that they are passing straight. As soon as the alpha particles collide with the zinc sulfide screen, a flash of light is produced. And that flash of light helps us to find out how many alpha particles have passed straight. Nearly 1% of alpha particles were deflected by small angles. Nearly 1% of alpha particles were deflected by small angles. Third, just see, they are passing straight. Some of them were deflected by small angles. Very few of them means 1 out of 20,000 particles bounced back by 180-degree angle. That means they collided with this and they bounced back, they came back by 180-degree angle. So these were the three observations of Rutherford's model. On the basis of these observations, we will say what are the conclusions he had drawn from these three observations. So let us see what are the three conclusions he drew from this. He said that most of the space in an atom is empty. Again, I am repeating, most of the space in an atom is empty. Why he draw this conclusion? Because we know that 99% of the alpha particles pass straight through the gold point, directly through the gold point. This shows most of the space is empty. Second is, some of the alpha particles were deflected by small angles. We know that alpha particles are positively charged particles. So they can be deflected only when they come in contact with a positively charged particle. So when, suppose I consider this is a positively charged particle and alpha rays are coming from it. So when it comes very close to a positively charged particle, positive will repel each other and they will be deflected by small angles. This shows that whole atom is not positively charged because only 1% of the particles were deflected by small angle. This showed that positive charge is concentrated over a very small region in an atom, and that small region he named as nucleus. Again, I am repeating, a positively charged alpha particle can be deflected only when it comes near another positively charged particle, because positive will repel each other. So this is positively charged alpha particle and this is positive charge in an atom. So when it comes very close to it, they repel and it is deflected. So he said that whole atom is not positively charged because all the rays are not deflected. The positive charge is concentrated over a very small region in an atom, and that region he named as nucleus. The alpha particles were deflected because they came very close to some positively charged particle, and due to repulsion, the deflection was there. So what he concluded? That the positive charge of an atom was concentrated over a very small region. The positive charge is concentrated over a small region. So this was the second conclusion on the basis of second observation. Now third observation was 1 out of 20,000 particles bounced back. Now, why a particle can bounce back? When an alpha particle collides with something very hard, then it will collide and it will bounce back. For example, if a fast moving ball collides with the wall, then it bounces back. So that means the alpha particle has collided with something very hard so that it's bounced back. Hard means that part of the atom, the whole mass of the atom is concentrated over that region. And that region is a very small part of the whole atom. So he concluded that mass of atom is also concentrated over a small region in an atom. The third, since 1 out of 20,000 particles bounced back, particles can bounce back only when they collide with something hard. Only when they collide with something hard. So as soon as they collide with something hard, they will bounce back. So he concluded that the mass of whole atom is also concentrated in a small region. So on the basis of 3 observations, he had made these 3 conclusions. And on the basis of these 3 conclusions, Rutherford gave his model of atom. So now we are going to study Rutherford's model of atom based on his observations and his conclusions. He said the mass and positive charge in the Rutherford's model of atom. The mass and positive charge of an atom is concentrated over a very small region in an atom and called it nucleus. So he gave the name nucleus, called it nucleus. The size of nucleus is very small. Is very small in comparison to atom. For example, if I consider the size of atom is 10 to the power minus 10 meter, then size of nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. To understand it, let us consider, suppose the size of a nucleus is equal to that of a cricket ball. Then what will be the size of atom? The size of atom will be equal to a circle drawn from the center of that ball having a radius of 5 kilometers. So you can well imagine a cricket ball and a circle having a diameter of 10 kilometers. So that is the difference in the size of nucleus and atom. That's why positive charge and mass is concentrated over a small region in an atom and it is called nucleus. And size of nucleus is very small in comparison to an atom. So if the size of the atom is 10 to the power minus 10 meter, the size of nucleus is considered to be 10 to the power minus 15 meter. The electrons, secondly he said, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. Around the nucleus in circular paths called orbits. Now he compared his model to a solar system of which sun is the center and the planets revolve around it. He compared the nucleus to a sun and the electrons to the planet. And he said that as planets revolve around the sun, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. The third point in his model, he said, there is electrostatic force of attraction between the positively charged nucleus and the negatively charged electron that makes Rutherford's model of atom stable, or that makes the atom stable. So electron and nucleus are held together by electrostatic force of attraction. So this is the Rutherford's model. In the atom, in the center, in a very small space, there is a nucleus and whole positive charge, and the mass of an atom is concentrated in a small nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths which are called as orbits, just as the planets revolve around the sun. The electrostatic force of attraction between the negatively charged electrons and the positively charged nucleus keep them together. So this was the Rutherford's model of atom. Thank you.